Bienvenidos a este último video. Vamos a hablar acerca de la recuperación. Vamos a hablar con Max acerca de cómo le fue después de la cirugía, cómo se sintió. Casi tiene 2 años de operada, casi tiene 2 años del breast lift. Entonces, es muy importante, spoiler alert, vamos a mostrar imágenes, vamos a ver imágenes sobre el resultado a largo plazo que amablemente nos va a dejar ver. Ella no es mexicana, entonces le hace un poco más fácil mostrarnos esa parte. Y quiero que se centren en que es una recuperación tranquila, que es una recuperación sencilla, si seguimos las pautas que debemos de seguir y sobre todo que lo que buscamos es la estabilidad. A casi 2 años de la cirugía, el resultado es muy estable, lo van a ver en imágenes y pues sin más preámbulo, thanks again Maggie for being here and we're going to talk about the recovery.
Yeah.
And please tell us, how was the recovery during the first weeks?
Good question. So I had one other experience with the abdominoplastia, and that was a harder, longer recovery. That was like, after so many days of being unable to climb stairs, and that really was in a sense a process of weeks. The immediacy of the surgery felt like it was in weeks. For the breast lift and augmentation, it was much more days. I did not feel like my body had been overtaken by discomfort. For the first 3 days, I definitely was appreciative to have some pain management, but the general sensation was back to life I would say after the first week. I think you had advised that I could only drive after whatever day, and that was the only thing that took a little longer for me. I have a standard stick shift car. I actually prefer driving that way. And I went to put it in first gear and I was like, I broke my breast. I'm broken. Unfortunately, a girlfriend and I swapped cars and I could use her automatic. But, driving, pulling the wheel hard to one side, hard to another side, that was the thing in my life that I felt most impacted by. Again, my children are a little older. I think my youngest was about 6 at the time, and it was absolutely more manageable because my children were older. I didn't need to lift up babies or toddlers. The impact on my first week or two was on driving, restrict that. I had to wear a not cute sports bra, and I think it was a little while. I would wash it and wash myself, of course, but it took me a couple weeks before I wanted to look. And they did look a little funky at first.
Exactly.
They did.
Exactly. I always tell them, well, the prescription, the indications for the first week after the surgery is try to not make any effort with your upper body. That implies driving, that implies lifting heavy things, that implies making exercise. So that's very, very important during the recovery. And then I always talk about the squarish form that will be during the first 3 months, I think. That is very important to mention because if I don't do that, the long-term result will not be perfect, okay? If the immediate result is totally perfect with a normal round breast, let me tell you something. After a couple of months, that vertical line will start to stretch and you will get something that we surgeons call bottoming out. So for me, it's really very, very important to make this vertical very short, a very squarish look of the surgery itself. And I always tell the patients, after a couple of months, you will stretch that scar and it will be fixed at 1 year almost. So that will give you a stability to the result. I don't know if that was an issue for you.
Yeah, I remember you saying that this was the one moment when I did go online a lot and I was like, okay, you look square and then normal. Square and normal. Okay, this is normal. That was the moment where I was like, oh God. But I think you had given me that information beforehand and I gleaned it elsewhere. I guess the phrase is drop and fluff. And I do remember the day because I called a girlfriend of mine and I was like, they dropped and fluffed. And I sent her a picture. And we were both like, oh yeah, no, that they look good now. They look good. And then after, I think that was at a few months out, maybe 3 months out. And maybe I'm lucky because they looked good then. And it's not like they didn't need to get much better looking. I would say maybe look a little bit better, but it's not like after that 3-month point, they really changed a lot. It's like they found their form, they felt good, and it was just kind of this continuing process of healing and securing and kind of, melding with my body, I guess.
Exactly. And I'm going to repeat a certain point that we mentioned in the previous video. We have to think ahead. We surgeons have to think, the plastic surgeons mainly, in the fourth dimension, that it's time. It is not just for the mastopexia. In the breast, it's very important. For the breast augmentation, they will be here the first weeks. That's normal. From the tuberous breast, it can take up to a year to feel the lower pole. And in the mastopexia, the squarish form, this is a thing that will go away after 3 months, but you need to trust the process. That's a very important thing to mention.
And I think what you told me was the squarish form was like this internal bra made out of mesh. And I remember at a moment from you said I didn't need to wear my sports bra anymore. And I was like, okay, so I just need to, should I be worried about underwires? And you were like, you don't need to wear a bra. You have one built in. And I had a few experiences of going out with no bra on, wearing the slinky tops and whatnot. I was like, oh, hello. I can go out braless. This is fun, because there is that internal support. I do typically wear a bra every day. I don't have to, I guess, so much, but I think also it helps the results last longer. But yeah, you told me that about that mesh. It looked hella square at the beginning, but it did round out, it did soften, and it was the thing that has, given me that built-in support that allows me to go out without a bra if I want to.
Exactly, that's very important. First, to clear something out, we don't use mesh. We use a suture. The suture is making the internal bra. We can use mesh or alloderm in cases of breast reconstruction. Okay, but in Maggie's case and in the aesthetic cosmetic cases, we just only suture in order to reinforce the internal bra. Okay, that's very important. And I always tell the patients, you need to help the internal bra using your external bra during the first 3 months. And you have to use it in order to have a bra-free life. Okay, that's very, very important. And in cases of mastopexia, they have fallen before. So you can wear no bra during special occasions, but my recommendation will be use a bra. You're helping your skin. The internal bra is not infallible. And if you use an implant, less. Okay, so that's very important. As you do, that's perfect, I think, that you can, if you have a dress or something that you don't want to show anything in the back, I think braless is the way to go. But in the normal life, wear a bra. It can be a sports bra, it can be a very free bra, but it is very important.
I also look good in a bra right now. It's a good look. I like it.
Okay, let's look. It is very important, very interesting part. Very interesting part. Maggie will show us the result after almost 2 years. As you can see right now behind me, I am signaling the internal bra in this video, and look how fixed it is. And they're almost 2 years. I mean, the suture is gone, but the fibrosis, the scar that she generated is fixing the implant. Also, I want you to look at the scars. There are no tricks here. They're the real scars that Maggie has. Also, we have to tell patients that she has a very light skin, very, very white one. So the scars, obviously, they are better than in patients with darker skin like me, okay?
But I'll say I have really light skin, I worried that the scars would be more apparent. So that was really interesting information you gave me, because I came in worried more. And he was like, no, you're going to be fine.
Exactly. In white patients, I always tell, you will have pink scars during almost a year. And after that, they will get whitish. Okay, so that's very important. Also, you can look at the umbilicus because she also had a tummy tuck. So that's very important. The cosmetic result for me years after the surgery, it's very, very important. So I'm very detail oriented. Okay, so that's why I take the time that I take. So everything is for a reason. Okay, so thank you so much for showing us the result. I think it's amazing. I think it's very stable. And I think that you're happy, right?
Yeah. And I think it's really helpful to show other folks. I think for a lot of people, the only breasts they see are their own and maybe in porn. And so I'm happy to show like something that is realistic and well-healed and also just, that I'm happy with.
Exactly. I blushed because she said porn. And tell us about the recovery after a year. That's another topic that I want to talk. Did you feel something? Did you feel part of you? Do you feel that you don't have even implants or?
Yeah, it's so funny. I have very little to talk about in this theme because it just felt really smooth to me. Every so often I'd be like, I've got some hunks of silicone in me. I think I'd read something about breast implant disease or whatever. It was not an experience I had that I felt very comfortable with the products that you had chosen. And it just didn't really occur to me that there was anything I had to like really think about. Oh, there's something foreign inside me. But I don't remember hardly anything other than kind of going about my life and reaching, as we said in video 1, with my intentions. My intentions were to reclaim my body a little bit. I had given my body so fully to such big occupants for so many years that it was this goal to kind of feel myself again, maybe even slightly better than my original self, and to enter this next phase of my adulthood really in my own body. And I think after those first few months, I just felt like myself again. I felt great.
Okay, perfect. She describes everything about the sensation after a couple of years that she felt as part of herself. And that's very important. I want to thank you for trusting me in the use of the implants, because the implants that I used in Maggie 2 years ago were not FDA approved. That's very important. But I certainly think that they are the best implants. And you know what? They are FDA approved since September of this year. I was at Costa Rica when they give us the notice, the news, and I was very happy because a lot of patients that come abroad, this is very important for them. I wanted to thank you about trusting me for using this type of implants, because I really think they are the state-of-the-art device in this case. And as you can see, breast implant illness, breast lymphoma, and that stuff, they are just not common with this type of implants. There are not any case of lymphoma. And breast implant illness, for me, I already talked about it, is a matter of psychology and autoimmune disorders and that stuff. So thanks really for trusting me.
I think I'll just say, I trusted you. I trusted the fact they were approved in many other countries. And I chose to assess the FDA delay as a delay due to its the enormity of its operation. And you gave me a lot of information. And so I'm glad that the FDA approved it, but I really think it was more about their process and their delay than the quality of the product, which was excellent and approved in many other places, I think.
Exactly. It was the implant of choice in Europe, obviously. I don't use, obviously, not certified devices. It was the main option in Europe and Asia, but we were lacking of this certification. So now they have it, and it's for me easier to to recommend them. Okay.
So I won't be arrested when I enter the US?
No. Ok, muchas gracias por haber escuchado, visto los videos. La verdad la pasamos muy bien grabando, como siempre. La verdad es que adoro a mis pacientes, las amo, son súper buena onda. Esperen lo que sigue porque también hay más pacientes lo ven y más pacientes quieren participar. Entonces estoy muy contento, son pacientes de todo el mundo, entonces eso me encanta. Y espero les haya quedado claro. Hablamos de mastopexia, hablamos de la experiencia de una mastopexia. Ya sabes, no tienes que tener miedo. La verdad es que te va a ir muy bien siempre y cuando sigas todas las instrucciones de tu cirujano. Opérense solo con cirujanos plásticos que estén certificados. Hay mucha gente allá afuera que no es cirujana plástica. Hay mucha gente allá afuera que no tiene la menor idea y la mastopexia es una cirugía compleja. No es un breast augmentation, no es un aumento sencillo. Hay muchas variables que tenemos que considerar y en particular en esta cirugía debemos estar muy conscientes del proceso, del tiempo que toma llegar al resultado final. Entonces, Maggie lo describió de maravilla. Mil gracias por venir, mil gracias por estar con nosotros y nos vemos para la siguiente.